we're going to move into topic 2, which is the return of DNA Weekly Strike.
Bringing it back.
This video will be coming out on Tuesdays, the Tuesday after we record. So it'll be broken out separate from the podcast. If you are into our Destiny stuff or Division stuff, but don't really care about anything else, this will still be a separate video, so you can watch it. But it's also included in our podcast. So here we go. The return of Weekly Strike. There's 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
The leaked Rise of Iron expansion and how Iron Banner themed expansion is more story based than you think, and a potential Fallen raid with a twist. And then the disaster that I found out was the Division update 1.2. So we're gonna start with the Rise of Iron expansion.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
New raid.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Cabal raid we wanted, but I think a Fallen raid would be just as good.
Yeah, I mean, any new raid is good.
Yeah.
I don't care who the enemy is, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, not just the fact that they're like, it's a new raid. You're excited.
And it's probably
about
gonna be
it.
set in the Cosmodrome, I'm assuming.
I mean,
somewhere.
They don't have a raid on Earth yet.
No, it's the, let's see, Crota's on the moon. King's Fall
Venus is Atheon.
is at Saturn, so
the Vault is on Venus.
yeah.
And the one's on the Dreadnought. So yeah, I mean, Earth doesn't have one. So the Fallen don't have one. The Fallen do not have one.
No, they do not.
So
Skolas was the prison. That was the closest thing we got.
right.
probably.
I mean, that no.
Fucking Skolas.
Fucking Skulls. I hate Skulls. Dude, I hated that.
I'm gonna buy you a Skolas t-shirt, Brian. You're gonna wear it.
I'm gonna burn that shit. Just like I burned Skolas 1,000 times.
Oh boy.
No, but I am really excited that it's based around Iron Banner because there really isn't a story. Like what?
Yeah.
Like what is up with this? Like
Okay,
this
so-
guy
so-
that shows up and he's like the elite. He just seems like a badass.
Who? Lord Saladin?
Lord, yeah, doesn't he seem like a badass?
Yeah, but like he's in the game right now.
When?
When Iron Banner, it's
I know, but like he doesn't have like any like cutscenes or like
no,
any
he doesn't.
backstory.
But this is the Iron Banner backstory.
That's
this
what
is,
that's what I'm
we're
talking about.
rebuilding
Like,
the
that's
Iron
why
Banner.
I'm excited because there isn't a story right now.
So
about
I
that.
did a little research, read some Grimoire cards,
Oh yeah, I hear if you read that
And-
shit, you learn a lot.
and they talked about this a little bit on IGN's Fireteam chat last
Okay.
week. The Iron Banner was formed by the Titans
Of course.
in the war against the Fallen, and it was Lord Saladin.
It's kind of like Fight Club, right? No.
No, it was Lord Saladin, Lord Shaxx, and
All right.
Zavala
That makes sense.
were leading the charge. Lord Shaxx broke ranks and was
Which one's Lord Shaxx? He's a Crucible guy, right?
Yeah, broke ranks and took on this team of Fallen by himself and saved the tower.
Yeah, he's kind of a
He
badass.
saved the tower, but he also could have destroyed the tower. Ever since then, him and Lord Saladin have been button heads.
Oh, that's why.
And-
That's why they got to hang out on different levels of the
And
tower.
like they lost some of the Titans that were on their team because of it, which broke the Iron Banner. I feel like this
Wow.
story,
That's actually a pretty cool fucking story.
yeah.
Like
So-
this is the thing that pisses me off though. Like that's the kind of stuff they should have had in the game.
I know.
Like in the vanilla game, like that kind
I
of
know.
story is
And
cool.
like the way the Crucible and Iron Banner fold into the story is Saladin is training the Guardians to take back the Iron Banner from the Fallen.
That's sweet.
And
See,
we're
that's
gonna
sweet, man.
we're gonna rebuild the Iron Banner, and that's
cool.
what the raid is gonna be centered around
That's cool.
is rebuilding the banner.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's kind of stuff that I wish we
I don't
want
want
to through that.
Yeah, I don't want to read it. I want to
I
play
want to
it.
play it. I don't want to read that shit.
So like, I'm pretty
If
excited.
I want to read, I'd read a book.
I'm pretty excited that like
I don't read
we get to
books.
do this. So the melee weapon is like the big thing from this leaked poster. Lord Saladin's holding this giant two-handed hammer.
I'm not surprised it's a hammer.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping they would add different stuff. I mean, obviously the swords were a big hit, so
Yeah. It's I'm pretty excited for this, and like to take on the Fallen, and like I know like I feel like the Fallen are everywhere. Like you're always fighting Fallen somewhere.
they are everywhere.
But if they're gonna switch it up a little bit, and we're gonna have new Fallen like majors to take on a new I want to know what this raid is. Like how do we do a Fallen raid first of all? I feel like it's going to be more puzzle based and more like
Then,
swarms
like-
of enemies than like
I don't know.
I don't know. That's like the one big thing. That's the one question.
I think it's going to be a good mix. I think that they do a good mix of doing puzzles and swarms at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that they do a very good job of that. I don't feel like you're really getting overwhelmed. Because really, I mean, you have to think about two things when you're doing a part of a raid, right? Like, you got to think about the enemies, trying to kill them, but then you also have to have the awareness of what's going on with the puzzle. Like, even with something as simple as right before the war priest, I don't know what we call that.
The totems.
The totems.
The relay
like,
totems.
there's not a lot there, but you got to be with it. I mean, you got to know when it's your turn to go.
Time.
You
it's all about
know,
timing.
It's all about timing, but like, you got to know when it's your, like, there's stuff, and also you still have to take out enemies, because if you don't, you're going to die anyway. You know what I mean? And
right.
So like, I think that they do a very good job of mixing up the puzzles and the enemies. You're not getting overwhelmed with both.
Yeah.
But it's still difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like Incursions, which are just fucking bullet sponges, and you just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot.
New one launched yesterday, by the way.
I don't care. I don't even care. I don't even care. I haven't played. I mean, like, I think I get on and do the Dark Zone goal or whatever, the mission, just to get the DZ cred, and then I get off. Because I'm at like 72 or 73, and I literally don't give a shit about the Division right now.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
Yeah. But back to the Destiny stuff before we get into the Division. CodFan FF. What a loyal listener. He tweets at us. He says, "Why do you think they chose to focus on the Fallen instead of the Cabal?"
Well, I mean, it's kind of an easy answer if you look at. They clearly wanted to do this Iron Banner theme,
right?
And it's clearly, with the way that the Grimoire cards are set up, that's the story, is that it involves the Fallen. I think it's a very cool story to go with. I don't know if they had, like, did they have a cooler story with the Cabal? Probably not.
The only thing
they could have given.
The only thing I could have thought of is, like, maybe the Cabal have the Queen captured, and like you have to go, like, the raid is all about saving the Queen. Or
I know,
whatever.
but you know, I think it's actually cool that they are doing something different. Like, it's not continuing off of the last one.
Right.
That really continued off the one, like, because the
Taken King was supposed to be,
and then the Taken King was really based off Crota.
Well, the Taken King was the original story for the original game, and then they scrapped it because Activision said it was dumb and nobody wanted it. Which,
well, they're dumb.
Okay, but like, I think this is a cool way to incorporate the lore that we don't know about, and giving us something to hold us over. And I think that maybe the Cabal raid will come with Destiny 2 next year. I think that's going to be the raid that launches that game.
The Cabal are definitely going to get a raid, and I think at this point I'd rather see it in Destiny 2. So they can, because, like, I feel like the Cabal could do things more differently than all the other different enemy types that maybe, like, you can't do in this game. I don't know if that makes sense. It does to me in my head that, like, they can't have the Cabal do what they want them to do in this game without, like, bending the rules.
Yeah, because like, you got to remember, this game's still on last gen hardware,
right?
And like, who knows what you can do with AI on, like, a half a gig of RAM,
right?
That you have to include this chapter of the game on last gen consoles.
Yeah, so that could also be why, you know, like, if you're gonna do a Cabal raid, which
you're gonna need
to me is still the most interesting enemy in the game. Definitely the most like a military,
right?
And they're fucking crazy.
Yeah,
as you learn from the Shield brothers, they're gonna blow the fucking ship up because they want that dude back.
Right.
They're clearly kind of crazy, and they crash the ship right into the Dreadnought. Like, they're just crazy.
They literally just crashed the ship into the Dreadnought.
And like, because I guess, I don't know, like, you hear bits and pieces about, like, the Cabal throughout, like, the missions, and I can't remember one of them. Nathan Fillion, I can't remember what his character is. Cade Six mentions about how, like, when they go to war, like, the Cabal aren't allowed to come back unless they win.
Right.
Like, that's, like, insane.
So they're, like, relentless. They're like, they have 6 ways. They have 6 ways to say attack and no ways to say retreat,
right,
or something.
Right. Like, I just feel like that, to me, like, they're the most interesting enemy type, and I don't know if you could get the most out of them in this game. So I think it's better to go with something like this which is a story that we don't know about, which sounds really cool anyways. And then you can do like the Cabal and like.
Plus, I think having some big story arc revolving around the Cabal, which seems to be a lot of the community's favorite enemy type. Launching that with Destiny 2 would maybe get back a lot of players that maybe have fallen off Destiny 1. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I really think that focusing on the Fallen to end on Destiny 1, especially since they were originally the chosen ones, in the lore.
Right.
I think it'll just bring the game full circle, and then you start fresh with Destiny 2 with a new story. Last question for the Destiny part of the show: what do you think the Fallen raid gear will look like?
I mean, like the Fallen.
I feel like there's gonna be like a lot of like fur.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like
especially on the hunter cloaks.
I can really imagine like the hunter cloak very well. Like,
yeah.
The cloak would be, which I have a cloak of Tanyx who's a Fallen.
Yeah.
And I just imagine like a lot of stuff's gonna look like that, where like the cloak's actually down, but you have this huge fur back and a lot of sleek, like tinier armor. It's not gonna be like big bulky stuff that you got. I think it's gonna be very like smaller because the Fallen are kind of tiny.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know what the sniper. It's just like I'm so out of Destiny that like I can't even remember what the enemies are called. What are the sniper guys called?
The captains or the vandals?
Vandals. Like I think the hunters will look more like the vandals, and then the captains, like a Titan, would have more like, because the captains are bigger.
Well, I feel like the Titan helmet's gonna look like, I think
it looked like a Skolas helmet.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's gonna look like
for the Titan. Like the Titan's still gonna have the biggest, bulkiest armor out of them, but like I think they're gonna get the more like a Captain Skolas type stuff, and then once you get like the Warlock, I'm not really sure what they just kind of always have their own thing.
Yeah,
they
it's
always kind of
different.
look weird. And then the hunters will look like almost like, I think they'll look like vandals almost.
Yeah, I could totally see the hunter helmet looking like a vandal head or something.
Yes, yeah.
Or there's been concept art of like vandal skulls around like as like the chest piece or something. Yeah. So I could totally see that. And like in terms of weapons, like, I mean, they use their own specific set of weapons, which look kind of cool. So you could probably get like the Fallen weapons. One of them looks like the Queenbreaker's bow. One of them looks like that. So like you'll probably get something that looks like that. I don't know. We'll see. I think a Fallen raid could be really cool. But let's get into the awesome section of the show. The Division 1.2 update is out, and let me tell you, Brian, it's been a disaster.
I'm not surprised.
There's something like hundreds of thousands of characters have been deleted, especially PC's the one that's being affected the most, I think.
I feel like this happened last time.
Yeah. Let's get into what this gear set has first.
Well, I mean, like just off the top of my head, I know they changed. There's like a new DZ zone. There's a 200 ranked DZ zone. They added in like can't remember what it's called, but you like hunt for like target. Like you look for targets now. That's like a thing that they added in. They changed the drops. They're supposed to be more generous and stuff like that. They have the new incursion. They're called target missions. They added something called target missions where you I think just hunt down a guy and you get like 214 stuff. So the drops are, I mean, like it looked good on paper, but like I still do not care. Yeah. In the dark zone now you can cut the rope. Like when you put your gear up.
Yeah.
Before, like if you got your gear onto that rope, it's yours.
Right.
Now like you can cut the rope and take it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that might make some people mad. But okay, here we go. Polygon.
But you can't cut it like while being shot.
Right. So pretty much you have to take out the people before you cut the rope down.
Yeah. Or they have to be suppressed by a teammate.
Right. Okay, Tom Clancy's The Division launched its second high-profile update just yesterday, unleashing a plague of game-breaking bugs across multiple platforms. Some users are even reporting missing characters. The big release update 1.2, called Conflict, contains new multiplayer new player versus player and player versus environment content, as well as a second centerpiece raid called Clear Sky. I'm sure they're calling it a raid.
There is more to this one. There's like 3 parts to it. It's not
there?
just like, yeah.
Okay, well, many users, including this is from Polygon, the Polygon staff, are experiencing persistent issues with stability and matchmaking in multiple game modes. So this game seems to be like almost imploding on itself.
It is. It really is.
Because and
I fought for it for a while.
I know, and like this game on paper sounds so cool, and like a lot of the stuff is cool about this game. But like every update that comes out, there seems to be game-breaking bugs. The PC version is been prone to hacking. You know, people are losing characters, and that's a big problem for a game like this.
The fact that you're losing, like, that just blows my mind. That that can, like, because that for me, if I were to lose my character right now, I would be so fucking done with that game if I lost my guy.
Yeah.
Well,
don't turn it on yet until I wouldn't even start it until they patched it.
I haven't. I have not gotten into the Division.
Yeah, so let's check out the new features of this update before we start dogging it, I guess. Clear Sky is a new incursion. You must be level 30. Encounter is balanced for a team of 4. Hard mode is available on May 24th. Challenge mode will be made available. So there's three difficulties for this.
Yeah, I mean,
did the last one have 3?
No. What? No. When you like went to get into the first one, like there were 3 listed, but you couldn't do it on normal.
Right.
So there was really only, like, however you want to look at it, there's really only normal, hard, but I think what was unlocked was hard and challenging.
Right. There's 4 new gear sets. There's Final Measure, stand your ground by defusing hostile grenades. What? That doesn't make sense. Hunter's Faith, Lone Star, which is more of a lone wolf style.
Well, the last lone wolf gear set sucked. So.
Yeah, and then Predator's Mark. It has a powerful offensive set. Mm-hmm. So they're adding new gear sets, which I know a lot of people that still play this game go after.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to like this game. I do. I really do. And like I like how it plays. But like I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel
it is kind of imploding. And then like when they even try to do something like, okay, this was going to be like a sweet update, right?
Right.
Like you look at all that stuff like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And then you got all these bugs with it. And it's like, what the fuck? They haven't released one thing that works the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. And like this brings on, like, a lot of people ask me about are they going to make a sequel to The Division? And like we kind of talked about this before, but like do you think this is going to fast track a sequel, or do you think that they're going to try to milk this one out and make it the game people wanted like Destiny did?
I could see it being fast tracked to, you know, they might just throw their hands up in the air and be like, wow, we really fucked up on this one, and they could put out a better one now that they maybe know what they're doing wrong. Apparently not, though, because they keep releasing updates that fuck shit up.
Yeah.
I mean, there was the backpack glitch, and now there's, you know, you're losing your character, and you're losing, before, you know, you were
That's
losing
like
items,
the biggest one, dude.
You can't have a game like this, and then you're going to lose items and characters. And if Destiny had that problem, and you were losing guns and fucking characters, you'd be done with that shit.
Yeah.
You can't have a game like this that you pour hours into to get the best gear, and then you're losing gear.
And like you cannot get those characters back. How would you even? I would like lose my mind if I turned the game on and lost my character.
Yeah, I think I don't know how many days I've put into my one character, but it's a lot.
Yeah, so like I feel like that they're gonna fast track a sequel, and I feel like they might Assassin's Creed it, or like, hey, look, this was almost like our proof of concept, the way that Destiny did with, you know, year 1 stuff. You know, it was basically a beta the whole time until the Taken King came out, and we talked about that a lot before.
We could talk about this for hours and days about how I still don't think that I still have issues with the Taken King update and things that I don't like, and they finally fixed them in this April update.
1-to-1 infusion being
1-to-1 infusion. I mean, like, I get why they didn't do that right away or whatever, and that's fine. But like the weapon balancing is finally where it needs to be, and really that's an issue with the division.
yeah.
This is the same problem that you remember when I always bitched about year 1 weapons that were being used in Destiny, and every time you stepped into a Trials game,
It was Thorn.
Last word. Hawk. I mean, like, it was the same shit. Everyone ran the same shit,
Yeah.
and that's how the division is. Everyone has that AUG or the Vector, like. If that's what you use. I mean, submachine guns are so overpowered compared to assault rifles, light machine. Do you see anybody running with a light machine gun?
No, I don't see anybody running with assault rifles. They're all using the same weapons.
Except for the Caduceus or however you say it. Like, that one, if you have a skill build, I can see how that. But, like, I know they came out with that new SMG, the Valkyria or something like that.
The Valkyrie?
The Valkyrie. That's like a skill build SMG. So it's basically like an upgraded version of the Caduceus, but it still like sucks PvP wise. Like, I've never been killed by one. I highly doubt that I will. I mean, it's great probably for like the incursion. If you have a skill build, it'll probably work well. But everyone's running the same shit. A high DPS, and this is mostly PvP I'm bitching about, but it's like a high DPS tanky build that can take bullet. Like, no one's using their skills because they ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, they really need to balance out the skills with the weapons because it seems like everybody's building the tanky,
high DPS. You're gonna run a pulse, like some form of healing. Like, every now and then, like, if you run into a team of like 4 or something, you'll see someone throw out like a turret, like an electrical turret, and like that's actually kind of useful. But like, if you're playing one or two guys, like, that shit's not even like.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the division has a lot of problems. I think it has a huge hole to dig itself out of because like. Last week when we talked about it, they have 9.5 registered users, but they wouldn't.
They gave up that weird ass stat.
They wouldn't give you a number of active users.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like, the active user base still plays 3 hours a day. Well, how many active users are there? Like 1 million?
That's weird. You know, like, I get on. I still don't even think that, like, not a lot of people have gone back to Destiny. Like, my friends list that was used to blow up with people who were playing it. Really isn't. I mean, there aren't the same amount of people on that, but they're not really on the division either.
Yeah.
I see people playing a lot of different stuff right now. And
like, people we used to play with, like Angel and stuff, they're all still playing the division. Nerd Overdrive guys still playing the division. You know, a lot of people are, I mean, kudos to them. They're still into the division.
I think the guys from Phoenix Overdrive played too.
That's what I said.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Yeah. But... you know, kudos to them for still being into the division, and like that's their destiny, and that's great. But I just still think like this game has a lot of issues and still needs to be fixed. So I don't know, and it's telling because we didn't get any division questions when I posted stuff. So
right,
I mean, it's telling about, you know, who listens to this show and is part of our community who's still.
Well, I know we still have a lot of. I still think we have people who listen who do play the division.
Yeah.
And it's great that they're sticking with it. Like, I just can't run through that dark zone anymore. It just is so boring to me right now.
Yeah.
Now I know they like made the drops better, which could change things. Because like at this point, like I have a good run where I'm running into a lot of named enemies, but the shit that I already know before that they're dead. That whatever they drop, I'm getting rid of it, which defeats the purpose of the fucking.
You're
game.
basically using it for like the parts. So.
That's the one thing that I really liked about Borderlands. I think they really, even when you were like as most powered as you could be, there's like always stuff that you could find that like is just as good or better.
Right.
Which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Same with Diablo.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move